Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. I hope everyone is doing well. I know I've not really done one of these videos for a while for a few reasons. One, I haven't really had much to talk about, and it was just too hot to do a vlog last week anyway, so I didn't bother. So I thought I'd wait until this week because I have a bit more stuff to talk about this time round. And sometimes when you try and think of topics to talk about, especially when the weather's as hot as it has been, well, it's a lot cooler now, but yeah, when you try and think of subjects for an interesting vlog, especially when the weather's hot, it's sometimes, as I say, it can make things a bit difficult, because sometimes when you're feeling a bit hot and bothered, your concentration levels aren't quite there as much as you want to. As hard as you want to concentrate, sometimes it's like, now the heat has other ideas, then you end up feeling grumpy, miserable. I mean, some people enjoy the hot weather, not for me. But yeah, it's 22 degrees where I am today. Still feels very humid, but compared to what temperatures we've had. Well, and here's the neighbour's dog barking. I didn't ask for this, but okay, we move on. So yeah, but it was like 30 degrees here last week. Some places had temperatures of 33, 34. Yeah, as I say, it's slightly cool. I use that very loosely. It's still very humid though. 22. Well, it was better than 30 degrees the other day. It was absolutely horrible. You could put the fan on, but sometimes the fan, it's like as if the fan is making noise. Then it is actually cooling you down, so it's fucking pointless. Sometimes you just got like sweat. But yeah, I do have a pickup to show you. It's a football shirt, but I will show you that in a minute. Because what I want to talk about YouTube, and you know what, I'm going to get into a little bit of a rant. If you're not a fan of rants, then I suggest you skip this bit. Or skip the vlogging if you want. It's up to you. I don't mind, but I really have to say stuff because if you keep it bottled up, it's not good for your mental health. Even if some people try and tell you to calm down, or the new thing that a lot of people say, yeah, all the cool kids say it's not that deep, and the reason why they say it's not that deep is because they don't want to listen to people just waffle. They'd rather live in a society where people love one-word answers that can either mean one thing or something completely different. Or absolutely fuck all. But yeah, the bit I want to talk about is the algorithm. And I'll tell you what, I'm sick to fucking death of like... all the stuff it's promoting is just negativity. You keep seeing... Yeah, your recommendation feed. Like, you get recommended stuff on, like, what's going on in Israel and Iran. And then you have stuff, like, going on in, like, Russia, Ukraine and all that lot. I'm on YouTube. I'm here to get away from all the negativity. I don't want all the negativity to be right in my face. All the negativity that you see is all on, like, the news. I'm not here for that. I just want to... enjoy YouTube, but yeah, it's like as if they're pushing more and more negative content than they are positive. I mostly, as I say, most of the stuff that I watch is like sport, video games, and a few other things like vlogs and all that lot. I don't want to see politics involved in my videos, well, not in my videos, but I mean in my feed, especially when the stuff that I watch has no relation to it whatsoever. If you're into that sort of stuff, go and... If you're into that sort of stuff, that's fine. I'm not. So YouTube, not like the fucking listening anyway. Because they're now probably run by fucking AI robots, which can go fuck themselves. It's as simple as that. I'm sick to the back teeth of like AI this, AI that. It's getting worse, but... What I'm trying to say is just they need to calm down on the politics things. I'm not interested. Yeah, go and target those who are interested in said things. I'm not. I'm on YouTube. I want to have fun. I want to have a good time, and like obviously talk to like-minded people. And even if some people have different opinions to me, more often than not we respect it, and I respect it. But I don't want it to be like what you see on like the BBC News or Sky News or whatever. I'm here to have a fun time, and that's it. And then you click on like not interested, don't recommend channel. They still recommend you those same channels that you clicked on like the three dots not to recommend. Like, I'm not interested. Stop promoting this crap. Yeah, it's just promoting stuff that I've got to be honest with you. It just isn't good for your mental well-being whatsoever. Yeah, promote stuff that I'm interested in. But it also, however, I've had this problem where it's recommended me videos that I've already seen previously from my subscribers and all that lot. So that if you click on not interested, that same video will pop up again. So there's no point. Sometimes it's just, I know, it's like you, how can I put it? It's like trying to fight against a losing battle. And no matter how hard you try and fight it, there's very little, if anything, there's no success. I don't know, I want to have fun. Like I say, I'm into video games, I'm into sports. Not just football, obviously, like your rugby and the darts, stuff like that. I say music, good music, not that fucking shit that we have nowadays. That fucking Pink Pony Club. If I hear that song one more time, I don't know. I just want to. I'd rather eat broccoli for the rest of my days. I absolutely hate this stuff, but I'd rather eat that than listen to that shit song. It's as simple as that. There's a few annoying songs I hear all the time on the radio, so just fucking switch it off. I don't. It's like there's certain songs, as soon as you hear it, whether you're sick to death or the set of a certain song, or you just don't like a particular artist because their voice goes right through you, that radio gets switched off immediately. Or I just don't listen to the radio full stop and just listen to the stuff I like. And then after time, I just listen to video game music because, let's be honest with you, video game music, for the most part, it makes you happy. You get like an adrenaline buzz. I mean, sometimes you like some more relaxing pieces, like music from Final Fantasy VII, for example, Tomb Raider 2. Then you have like your upbeat stuff like, I don't know, Ridge Racer Type 4. The Sonic games on the Mega Drive, because 3D Sonic, no, not for me. Though, like I say, I did have some fun with Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, but no. For me, Sonic after the Mega Drive, I'm just not interested. But I just want to see a bit more positivity, because all I hear from people is like, oh yeah, I'm depressed and all that. I don't want that. I don't want you to rub your no, I don't mean like that. What I'm trying to say is, I don't want negativity to be rubbed off onto me or on someone else. I just don't like it. I just don't like the way it's being promoted. Like, you get I'll say you just get recommended stuff. I guess I keep getting recommended, and I don't know why, because I don't watch anything to do with this particular series of programs that's been going on since the 1960s. Yeah, Doctor Who. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of Doctor Who. There are some Doctors Who series I do actually don't mind. I like. There's only a few Doctors I like anyway. I like my favourite Doctor Who is probably Jon Pertwee, who of course most people know him for being Wurzel Gummidge. You have him, Tom Baker. They're like the classic ones, and then I don't know, Christopher Eccleston, like some of the modern ones, and David Tennant, and maybe Peter Capaldi. But other than that, I've never been a huge fan of Doctor Who. Like, I get keep getting recommended videos on that, even though I don't really watch Doctor Who related videos. But I mean, saying that, I'd rather that than the stuff you hear about the war and all that lot, like Israel and Ukraine, all that bollocks. I'm sick to death of it. It's like with AI, like I just mentioned before. But it's like as if it's getting to the point where they'd rather you use AI than using your bastard noggin. I don't like it. What's wrong with using your brain? What's wrong with using your hands, your fingers, your thumbs, your legs, whatever? How hard is that? And how hard is it now to pick up a fucking pen? Look, I picked up that. Look how easy it is. Look, I can, that's a pen. I can put it down, and I can also pick it back up and then put it back down again. How difficult is that? Oh yeah, but apparently in this generation, people don't know how to, because they're all fucking zombies to their bloody phones. And you see in adverts, majority of adverts you see are people picking up the phone to show you that they've got an app. It could do this, it could do that. Whoopie fucking do. Can't we just have an advert where people are just not on their bloody phone? I don't care if it's for an app that is useful or something like that. I just want to see an advert where someone actually isn't holding a phone or some sort of electronic device. Yeah, everyone has a fucking mobile phone. It's not like we haven't seen them before. They've been around for God knows how many bloody years. It's not like you haven't seen it before. I mean, if this is like the 1970s or 80s or whatever, you'd be like, wow, this is something incredible. But now it's like everyone has mobile phones. Well, I'd say at least 95% of people in the world probably have them. So that's it. And then you have, I don't know what it is, adverts on TV are just absolutely shit. Yeah. If it's not adverts with people holding phones, you have people who are just, they can't keep still. They're just too busy bloody dancing and all that lot. It's either they have a mobile phone in their hand or they're just bloody dancing. Yeah, but it's not just dancing. It's like these perfect choreographed dances, if you know what I mean, where like the timing and everything has to be perfect. Now bollocks to that. The best sort of dancing that I like is people fucking off their tits. And I beef it, they don't know what they're doing. They're about to stumble on the floor, fall on the floor, vomit. Well, okay, maybe the vomit bit's probably a bit extreme for some, but you get the idea. It's fun. I've seeing pissed up people dance is the best thing going. I'm not interested in these improvised dances and all that lot. I don't want to watch like what it was diversity, wasn't it? Yeah, that dancing group on Britain's Got Talent. Once you've seen one dance by them, you've seen them all. It's that there's no variety anymore. If you want variety, then people just frown upon you. Because it's like, oh, if you have a different opinion, that's it. You're seen as a bad person. Yeah, if you have the same opinion as someone else, oh, you're copying me. You can't win. So I'm just being my own thing. That's it. It's like as if people are bloody robots nowadays. Can't think for themselves, because if you do, oh yeah, you're a bad person, fuck off. Nah, I don't do that. But anyway, enough of that. I just had to get that off. Get it off my shoulder. Yeah, it's like it's having, yeah, it's like having a monkey on your back all the time. You don't want that. But anyway, I'll show you the football shirt that I bought. As I say, I know I wasn't sure what to buy on eBay, but yeah, I don't know. I was looking at random football shirts and I thought, you know what, this one looks nice. Yeah, it's a German football shirt, but I had to buy this because I like the design of it. It looked comfy. So there we go. I'll show you now. I need to scooch my way back a bit. So yeah, the football shirt I got, let's straighten it up a bit. We got this, it's a Stuttgart away shirt. I'm not sure what season it is. I think it's from like 1998, something like that. But yeah, the condition of this is absolutely fantastic. Like so. But yeah, as I say, it's got a nice it's got a nice collar though. It's a button collar, so you can you can detach it. There's like the button itself there. But yeah, I know I actually quite like that. And then obviously there's like the back of the shirt. It's like there's nothing on it. But yeah, I don't know what it is about these old football shirts that I like so much. They're better than the ones you have nowadays. As you can see, I'm wearing this old 1996 Liverpool home shirt. Yeah, it's the old Carlsberg one. For this shirt's dead baggy, but it's really comfy though. Well, yeah, I've worn this shirt quite a few times when I've done these vlogs because I really like it. It's probably my all-time favorite Liverpool shirt. Yeah, it's got Robbie Fowler on the back. Yeah, one of our greatest ever footballers. So yeah, that's the only pickup that I bought. I mean, I tried looking for like. I mean, I've had a little look for like games, films, and all that lot, but I don't know. I just thought I'd buy a football shirt instead because, well, I've not bought one for a while, so that's it. Need to have a bit of a sip of my drink because my mouth is a bit dry. I know it's this weather though, like the pollen's really high, and I don't know. I feel like as if there's a sneeze brewing. Whether I sneeze or not, I don't know. Because sometimes you can feel your nose tickle, then you don't sneeze for a good 5 or 10 minutes, even though you want to sneeze right there and then. But that's really it. But but yeah, we'll talk about football. You know me by now. I always talk about this stuff. I know some people are not interested in it. Hence why I put like the timestamps in these videos. Though sometimes the timestamps just don't seem to work. The timestamps now on YouTube just don't seem to work properly for some odd reason. I don't know, this website's glitchy as hell. Doesn't matter if you reboot your computer, clean your caches and all that nonsense. Doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's a glitchy mess. But anyway, well, we'll talk about football. So, like I say, Liverpool, as I say, 2 weeks ago, or probably, well, I'd say just over a week ago, we've officially signed Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. Originally, we were going to pay £140 million, but in the end, it ended up being 116. So it was like 24 million less, but it's still a British like transfer record fee for a player. The previous most expensive player was Caicedo, moving from Brighton to Chelsea. But yeah, so we got Florian Wirtz. Hopefully a deal between Bournemouth and us have been agreed so that we can get Kirkes, who's been an absolutely fantastic player this season in the Premier League. A good left back. I mean, we've signed Frimpong from also Bayer Leverkusen, same club that Wirtz from, to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, yeah, I know every Liverpool fan has their opinion on Trent, calling him a snake and all that lot. Me personally, I wouldn't go that far. However, he did piss me off. Wasn't the fact that he went to Real Madrid, because we've had a few Liverpool players who've gone to Madrid, like Steve McManaman. I didn't blame him. I don't blame him because at that time during the 90s, Liverpool, we were not doing very well. And then McManaman went on to win 2 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid. Then obviously there was Michael Owen, who obviously he went to Madrid in 2004. I mean, the way he left Liverpool wasn't... I don't know, it was a bit shitty the way he left. I can't remember how it was, but I know a lot of Liverpool fans weren't particularly happy. I wasn't at the time because I liked Michael Owen a lot at the time. But Yeah, his career wasn't the same after. Xabi Alonso, he went to Real Madrid in 2009. We sold him. We sold him that year because I think that season. I mean, Alonso, he wanted because we missed out on the title in 2009. The season that we should have won the league, but we didn't because we drew too many games. So he went to Madrid because not only was he feeling homesick, he was missing life in Spain, but he wanted to win trophies. And speaking of Alonso, he is now the Real Madrid manager. So, yeah, so he's now managing the club that he has played for. So, that's interesting. But yeah, with Trent, it wasn't the fact that he went to Real Madrid that's annoying. I mean, you listen, it's hard to turn down the deal. If Madrid come knocking on the door for you, it's pretty difficult to turn down. I mean, the players who have turned Real Madrid down, they must have had a lot of courage, and decided, you know what, we'll stay in the Premier League. But listen, it's Real Madrid. They're the most successful club in the world. No other team can come close. I mean, maybe the closest teams are probably someone like Barcelona, Juventus. I mean, like they're the top elite teams in Europe. But yeah, as I said, I'm not saying the Premier League teams are below that, but it's Real Madrid, you know. But it's the way he went about it. He wasn't open and honest about it. He was just he kept like playing. He kept like playing like games with us and keeping quiet about it, and then instead of just coming like up front about it and saying, look, listen, if he wanted to go to Real Madrid, which he is at now, if he wanted to go Real Madrid last year or the season before, he could have rejected a contract there and then. I mean, fair enough, he stayed and won us the Premier League, but his attitude throughout the season has been absolutely disgraceful. Because, like I say, yeah, I get that he wants to go to Real Madrid, but if it's your last season at Liverpool, play it like as if it's your best. Show everyone what you can do, not just turn up when you feel like it. And he's cost us in certain games. Yeah, I'm glad we won obviously, I'm delighted that we won that 20th Premiership. But there were games where he very nearly cost us vital points, like Manchester United. Listen, if you're a Liverpool fan, you have to show your passion. You want to make sure that you beat Manchester United. We drew that game 2-2, and we very nearly lost it 3-2. But he just doesn't. It's just disappointing to see that a Liverpool fan like Ozzy growing up in the city and getting understanding the culture, and to throw it back in our face is just disgraceful. In games that you should have shown up in, but just didn't. But then you have those games where he was absolutely dreadful, but then he scores a goal and tells us to be quiet. Nah, you deserve criticism. Every footballer deserves criticism because criticism can make you a better person. But by not accepting it and throwing your toys out the pram makes you a bit of a coward. In fact, no, it makes you a complete coward if I'm being completely honest. As I say, show your supporters respect. And he better do the same in Real Madrid because those fans, if you have a bad game at Real Madrid, they will let you know. Yeah, they will. If you think the booing at Anfield was bad, oh boy, he'll have a hard time at Real Madrid if he has a bad game. I mean, obviously, I don't want him to have a bad game, but Real Madrid, their standards are really high. So people say, oh, but the standards are too high. They're the most successful team in the world. So yeah, they have to have those high standards. Because if you have them low standards, you might as well support someone like trying to think of a team. A lower team. I don't know. Sutton United. Actually, it's probably disrespectful to us. Probably just giving him a disservice, but you get the idea. That's the problem. If you lower your standards, then obviously the football will just go downhill. But yeah, I'll talk about Arsenal, and usually I don't talk about that team. However, there are some of their fans. I mean, most of their fans are absolutely fantastic, but you've got these absolutely delusional ones who support Mikel Arteta more than the actual club that they supposedly support. Because some people, if you criticise Arteta, oh, you're not allowed to say that. Oh yeah, he was one of our own. He was the captain for us. Well, so was Patrick Vieira. So was Tony Adams. So was Thierry Henry. Oh, but what is it about Arteta that he loves so much? He's a manager. Well, he used to play for Arsenal, but what I'm saying is he's now a manager that is... He's punched well above his weight, I'll be honest with you. The football under him... I mean, at first when he won the FA Cup and, like I say, there was some progression through the leagues. Fair enough, but I don't know. But now it's to the point where he just cannot and will not get Arsenal over the line because he doesn't want anyone or anything to counteract his ego. He doesn't want his ego to be challenged, and then if someone does challenge that, he gets really angry. Obviously he makes silly mistakes, costing Arsenal points. But yet when Arsenal lose a game or draw a point or get a point, it's the referee's fault, it's the weather's fault, it's the ball's fault, it's everyone else's fault, not mine. If you're a manager, take responsibility. If you can't take responsibility, you should be sacked. As a manager, you have to learn from your mistakes and improve on it instead of just blaming everyone else, because that's not improving the situation. It's actually it's making things worse in the long run. But there's some people who listen to every single word he says. When it was Unai Emery in charge, they weren't interested. But because Arteta's a former player of theirs, yeah, I don't know why he gets so much protection. Was he a good player for Arsenal? He was all right, but not the player that. Not like the proper players that they've had, like Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, Perez, Vieira. I mentioned Tony Adams as players of that ilk, but I don't know why he gets so much protection when he's not a very nice person at all. He always throws his toys out the pram. Yeah, in his interviews, it's evident that, like I say, he's very full of himself. He wants all the credit to be on him. He doesn't give credit to the opponents that they're playing, even if they beat Arsenal well and truly convincingly. It doesn't matter what he does or says. He will not praise the other team and say thank you. It's everyone else's fault. Oh yeah, the referee cheated, even though in most of those games it was Arsenal who were doing the cheating. But half the time, the cheating backfired. And that's it. He keeps playing players who are not match fit whatsoever. There's players who are clearly injured, yet he'll still play them regardless. He's running certain players down into the ground. Instead of rotating them more often, they're just getting injured more and more frequently. And it's like he's running their careers down into the ground. There's some players who have the potential to be like world beaters, but because he keeps overplaying them, obviously their quality is just going to plummet. And unfortunately, as much as I rate Saka, he's a fantastic player, don't get me wrong. But if Arteta keeps playing him the way he's doing, he'll end up like Theo Walcott. And you don't want that. Saka is better than that. But Arteta is ruining his career. And he's doing it with loads of players. But the thing is, some of the fans are too blind to see it. But yeah, as I say, Arsenal's methods are just terrible. I know Arteta thinks he's a tactical genius, but we've seen it where he's tried copying tactics from other teams and it hasn't worked. He's tried copying Man City because he was working with Pep Guardiola at City as an assistant. He was part of his coaching staff. He's copied Pep, that's backfired. He's copied Liverpool, backfired. He's copied United, backfired. And a few other teams, you get the idea. And if you try and... There's no point copying another team because you get found out. You got found out by Newcastle in the League Cup semi-final. That's it. You get found out by teams who've done that. So it's like as if he's spying on other teams. He's more worried about other teams than his own. And for that, I'm sorry, it's a sackable offence. But the fact that he keeps his job just shows you that the standards at Arsenal Football Club have dropped so fucking low. The 6 feet underground, the standards are that low. In fact, the standards have been dead on the ground since, I'll be honest with you, since they lost the Champions League final in 2006. I mean, the last time where I thought Arsenal were really good was probably 2008, 2009. Then they had that little bit of a... They did turn it around a little bit in 2013-14. Where they were top of the league majority of that season. Then ended up being a title race between Man City and Liverpool. City won, and then Arsenal finished 4th. And then the standards would drop so low that some of their supporters were just happy for just getting into the Champions League instead of winning a Premier League. Fair enough, they were winning FA Cups, but they were just not competing for a league title or any other sort of trophy. Arsenal have not won a League Cup since 1993. Yeah, the League Cup final, they beat Sheffield Wednesday that year. They also beat them in the FA Cup final that year too. But, you know, they just keep lowering the standards. And when people demand higher standards, like what they used to have during the days at Highbury, and when they were owned by David Dean. If you want the high standards, oh, you're toxic, you're negative. No, it's called being fucking realistic. And if you don't want to be real, if you don't like people who are realistic, just don't support the football club at all. Or just don't support any fucking football team. Full stop. Because clearly, you're only there for vibes. I mean, yeah, a football match, obviously you want to have a good time. But when you're like one of the biggest teams in England, you want trophies with that as well. Because if you just accept him, like, competing and all that bollocks, it means nothing. Vibes mean nothing if you don't have a trophy. Oh, but we're a family and all that lot. Making all these excuses. Oh, we tried. Oh, but if we did try, oh, it's the referee's fault. It's just a never-ending circle. Like I say, it has to be called out. If people won't call it out, then they might as well just get on their knees and give Arteta a sloppy blowjob. That's it. That's how low the standards are. Yeah. I know, but these managers, yeah, they'll slate they'll slate Arsene Wenger, even though he's their most successful manager. Unai Emery, yeah, I know things didn't quite work out for him at Arsenal. However, if he got the fucking backing, you never know. He'd have won shit for Arsenal. He'd have won a few trophies. Like, he won trophies like when he was managing Sevilla, Villarreal, and PSG. Yeah, but Arsenal just gives him. They just didn't give him time. Yeah, Arteta gave him too much time. And obviously, he's ran beyond his tenure as far as I'm concerned. But it's weird though. They've had managers who've won trophies, who've been sacked. Yeah, Arteta keeps his job because he's the most handsome-looking Spaniard in the league. Yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah, West Ham sacked David Moyes, even though he was the one who won them the first trophy in 43 years. He won them the Europa Conference League. He won them that. He got sacked. Ten Hag won the FA Cup and the League Cup with United. Got sacked probably because, rightly so, because of the league position. Jurgen Klopp's won everything with Liverpool. He stepped down and then gave the job to Arne Slot. And now, I know Arsenal, did he talk about these phases? Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. At this rate, being Phase 26, and Arteta will still keep his job, and the odds of the time be great. He'll be all grey and shriveled up and everything. Oh, but he's one of our own, because he played for us. Like I say, there's plenty of Arsenal players who've become managers and it hasn't worked out. Yeah, like Patrick Vieira, his time at Crystal Palace, didn't work. Tony Adams, when he went to Granada in Spain. Enough said about that. Yeah, but he'd rather be sentimental than actually winning fucking trophies. If you're the third most successful team in England, they'll probably end up being the fourth if Man City keep winning the way they do. You'd expect a bit more. I mean, a bit more grace, a bit more decorum. Oh, but you're not allowed to do that. I mean, obviously, if your team's doing well, you have to praise them. But if you're not doing that, if you're doing terrible, let your feelings known. I mean, obviously, some people probably go a bit too far with how they word things. As I say, emotions, heats the moment, stuff like that. But at the same time, you have to hold these people accountable. Because if you don't hold them accountable, they'll just keep walking all over you. And whatever you do or say is worthless. Yeah, show some cojones, show some balls. I mean, don't get your balls out because you can get into a little bit of trouble. So, but you get the idea. Listen, yeah, it's weird that you have clubs who aren't as successful as Arsenal who have higher standards, like Everton. Just wow. And yeah, and some people say, oh yeah, we're the best team in the league. Based on what? There's nothing. The best team in the league is the team that fucking wins the Premier League, like Liverpool. Yeah, the best team in the league is the one who wins it. Oh, but we came second. What do you win for finishing second? Fuck all. Not even a Freddo bar. So yeah, so don't be salty when your team doesn't win the title and it goes to someone else. Give credit where it's due. It's not difficult. But saying that, we now live in a generation where people don't even know how to hold a pen and pencil. But that's it. I'm going completely off track. But before I end the vlog, I will have to. I'll give a shout out to the channel who have who've recently subbed to, and he's on the. He's on the streams that I go on with Lee Gunner, and the channel name is Scouse Farm. Yeah, link will be provided in the description below. But yeah, brilliant channel. Yeah, and obviously he's a Scouser. He films random places in Liverpool and also other places that he's been to. Like he filmed like a short little visit to Kirby Lonsdale in Cumbria in the Lake District, which is a very nice place. I've never been there. However, I did go on like a school residential trip near there, which was like it was a place near Kendal. But yeah, I had a good time there. Where I was doing stuff like the zip wire. We went canoeing. Well, kayaking, whatever. Yeah, it'd be a kayak. I was just trying to think what other things I did there. But yeah, I went there with like the school. We did like zip wire, rock climbing and stuff like that. It was fun. But it was one of those ones where I had that much fun. Would I do it again? No, but I absolutely enjoyed it at the time. So yeah, I recommend watching his channel. And like I say, I will remember to put the link in. It'll give you something interesting to watch. And that, my friends, is the end of the vlog. So yeah, I thought I'd do one today. Show you a football shirt, rant about YouTube, and obviously my usual waffle on football. So anyway, I hope you all have a good day, a good week, or whatever. Until then, I will see you very soon. Take care.